Somewhere along the way, women over 50 were handed the script. Slow down, want less, don't start over. But what if that script was never yours to begin with? Here's what I mean about a script. We've all been handed an internal script about who we are and who we should be. And a huge part of that script is about age. It gets written over decades by our mothers, magazines, the internet, our doctors, and birthdays that are more like threats than celebrations. And here's the thing about stories. We don't question them. They become facts to us. I'm 54, so I shouldn't start over. I'm 61, so I shouldn't try something new. I'm way too far along to start reinventing myself. But those are beliefs. And beliefs, especially the ones we don't examine, have a powerful influence over our lives. They dictate what we do and what we give up. So where does this story actually come from? Well, a lot of it is cultural. Society dictates what we should do and what we should be, especially after 50. And for a long time, most of us are absorbed in these messages without even realizing it. Think about the language we use. We talk about being in my prime, past my prime, and I'm too old to do that. We apologize for something we want to do. We start to shrink, not because we have to, but because somewhere along the way we were told shrinking was appropriate. And then there's the personal history. Maybe you tried something once and it didn't work out. Maybe somebody you love told you to be realistic. Or maybe life got hard and you had to put a dream aside for a while. You may have put dreams aside because you thought, I'm not that kind of person. None of it was your fault. But here's what I want you to know. The story was written about you. It wasn't written by you, and it doesn't mean you have to keep living it. Let me be specific here. Your story about midlife affects what you want. If you believe that desire is inappropriate, that wanting something, that striving for something is greedy and naive, then you're going to stop wanting it. And when you stop wanting, you stop moving. It affects what you try. Every time you hear yourself say, what's the point? That's the story talking. It affects how you see yourself. There's research on this. Our beliefs about aging affect our health, cognitive ability, and longevity. And most painfully, it affects our sense of time. We start thinking we're running out of time. That urgency of low-grade grief that the window is closing is the story, not the truth. So what do we do about this? I'm not going to tell you to think positive. That's not how this works. You can't logic your way out of a story you've been believing for decades. But you can start to notice it. The first step is simply catching yourself in the story. Listen to your language. When you hear yourself at my age, or it's too late for me, stop yourself, pause, and get curious. Why are you too old? Why can't you do this? Is that actually true, or is that the story? Look for evidence that contradicts the narrative. Because it's there. Women start businesses at 60. They fall in love at 70. They write books. They make art. And they find out that the word over was never the right word. These women aren't exceptionally special. They just stopped believing the story. And one thing that may make you feel a little uncomfortable is to start thinking about what you really want. Not what's realistic, not what you can justify, but what you really want. Because the answer to that question is still inside of you. The story just buried it. The story is just a narrative, and narratives can change. You are not too late. The best chapters of your life haven't even been written yet. In fact, I believe this with my whole heart. The women who do the most fantastic things in their life are usually in midlife. After the dust has settled, they're in a part of their life where they actually know who they are and how they should live. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to start questioning the story. These aren't the only fictional stories. Watch my video, The Lie That Women Over 50 Have Been Told. I'll link it in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for the chat.